The alluring fragrance of coffee beans. Tung Flower Festival. Wow! It's snowing in May. A gust of wind blows, and the tung tree flowers fall and covered the ground like white snow. It's very beautiful. If you have the chance, you must come to Habao Mountain to see the beauty of tung tree flower. Cooking coffee. Habao Mountain is also called Gabi Mountain. Coffee trees don't need much sunlight, so the tall tung flower trees help to shade and shelter the coffee trees. Centennial School. Dunhee Elementary School was established in 1920. Lush grass and green big trees cover the ground. At its gate is a 100-year-old jack pine, which stands as the school symbol. Guashing Temple. The Jensun Ken stream originates from Dapan Mountain and converges with the Nguyen stream to become the Yulin stream. The Chen's Ancient House. The Chin Ancient House is located in Dongha Village, Guking Township. It is a traditional 3-section compound with stone-washed seats, quiet space, elegant flowers, and trees. Preserving Dolyo Funsgo. Panzago Ruins. Funsgo is the only prehistoric ruin that has been excavated so far. They are the remains from the Neolithic age. The excavated relics include gray-black pottery consisting mainly of jars and bowls. Tawa Police Department. This brickwood compound is full of historical and cultural value. In 2009, it was officially listed as a historical building. Huangswa Linzitu. The Huang's ancient 3-section house appears to be a simple house, but it has the characters of Huang's surname in clay sculptures on the gable walls and dragons on both sides. These Baroque-style walls are elegant 3-dimensional lattices, and the top is made of clear red brick. House of Veterans. In order to take care of the retired officers and soldiers in the country who have no family or support, the government specially built the Yulin Honorary National Home to shelter and take care of them. They use ancient 3-section house, the front and an orchard in the back. All the children look forward to the arrival of Yakult Mother every evening. The sweet and sour taste of this yogurt drink became a strong memory of many people's childhoods. Revisiting the forts. Accounts and feet. There's a pond here called Lao Fa Pei. My grandpa said that at that time, the children would happily play water games, and sometimes they would take water lilies and feed them to the geese. But adults often warned children not to go to Leofapi to play to prevent drowning, which would make us tremble. It was Ghost Month taboos. Brick kiln. Next to Lao Fa Pei is a brick kiln factory. I often see the workers in the factory moving heavy bricks. Fort. There was a small soil platform near the Dolyo Fort which was used as a place for couples to meet secretly. Wu Shotsai's house. There is an antique building in the southern suburbs of Dolyo City, which is known as one of the top 10 best ancient houses in Taiwan. Lintu Elementary School. The small hole under the elephant slide was the children's secret base hideout. Shiko Cemetery. After the Lin Shuangwen Rebellion, the Jiayi County chief collected and buried the remains of the brave volunteers and local gentry who died in the battle, and buried them in the south of the Dolyo Earth Wall. It is now known as Shiko Cemetery. The old days of military settlements. In 1950, officers and soldiers came to Taiwan from various parts of the mainland but had no place to live. With the consent of Lin Jingjing, the mayor of Yunlin County at that time, established Chongqing New Village so that these officers and soldiers could have a home. 819 Hospital. 819 Hospital is the predecessor of the current Cheongda Dolyo Branch Hospital. It is located in a large bungalow building by the Yulin Stream. It was a special hospital for tuberculosis patients at that time. Swine Stove. There is a forgotten place in Dolyo called the Swine Stove. This was a place for slaughtering pigs, sheep, and cattle in the countryside. Dolyo Fuzhou Wanqing Temple. Dolyo City was the origin of Taiwan's Fuzhou noodles. Many Fuzhou people came to Dolyo and shared their noodle dishes. This ancestral temple is a religious center with historical value. The descendants of the Fuzhou people come to this temple to worship their ancestors during the Qingming Festival and Zhongyuan Festival. Dolyo Jing'an Temple. The Dai Chaochun incident broke out in Dolyo during the first year of the Tongji reign in the Qing dynasty, and local officials and residents suffered heavy casualties. After the incident was settled, the officials buried the fallen in the Yi-tomb in the southern part of the Jing'an Temple in front of the Shiko Cemetery. Dolyo's Cattle Market. Dolyo Cattle Trading Market. According to local elders, the cattle trade in the early days of Dolyo was conducted near Nyoshu Bridge, now Wangjing Bridge. Farmers would go there to buy and sell cattle on specified days. Touch life. In the past, people who bought cattle would inspect the buffalo's mouths and check their teeth. By looking at whether or not the cattle's teeth were complete and hard, they could tell the strength and age of the ox. Test the power of the buffalo. The elder would said, "Try the bull's knife," meaning the buyer and the seller put the yoke on the neck of the bull and let the bull pull the cart to test the bull's strength. Once the deal is made, the cattle dealer will tie a red strip of cloth around the horns, indicating that the cattle has a new owner. Nyosu Bridge. This bridge was made of bamboo. When you cross the bridge, it sways and makes loud noises. Some children are too scared to cross the bridge. Memories of Old Town. During the Japanese occupation, there was a racetrack behind the Dolyo Park Shingchi Memorial Hall. Locals named it Little Park. In the 1960s and 1970s, students gathered around this track to celebrate on Double 10th Day. They joined in the parade, waving their flags and cheering loudly. The streets were crowded, and many people watched this lively scene. Tianqing Temple. In the Qing dynasty, there was poor public health and frequent plague outbreaks of plagues. Tianqing Temple was built to protect the villagers' health. There are 2 stone lions at the entrance of the temple that resemble the Koma dogs from the early days of Japanese rule. The magistrate's residence. The old county magistrate's mansion was located in a military station. It is encircled by tall walls, giving it a sense of mystery. Teachers Association of Yunlin County. This blue and white building was originally the Yunlin Teachers Association Hall, but now it's the Yunlin County Service Station of the southern branch of the Immigration Department of Ministry. Taiwan Pingping Grass. In the past, yellow water lilies could be seen everywhere on the Yulin Stream. Japanese Occupation Track Hotel. Gyoto Memorial Hall. It is said that Shingchi Pavilion, previously the Public Assembly Hall of Dolyo, was founded and built by local gentries, Kemming Wu and others, to welcome the Crown Princess of Japan during the Japanese occupation of Taiwan. Dugout. There are 3 red brick houses and air raid shelters in front of Shingchi Pavilion. These were the training bases of the Military Intelligence Bureau to monitor enemies during martial law in Taiwan. Inside the shelters, there are switchboard rooms, a telegraph station, and a nuclear, biological, and chemical office. Wuda Temple. Wuda Temple was the place for police officers in Taiwan to practice their combat skills during Japan's occupation in Taiwan. The police not only needed to maintain security, report criminals, discipline, and deal with tax payments, but they also needed to teach courses here. Reporters' Home. This building was established in 1961 and provided journalists nationwide a place to socialize, publish, and communicate with each other. Water Candle. Cattails are commonly known as water candles. They are common aquatic plants on the bank of streams. My father told me, when I was a child, I often went to the bottom of Yulin Stream to pick cattail to make toys. East Market. The East Market was one of the most important markets in Dolyo. Xingxing Temple. Xingxing Temple became the center of Mazu worship in Dolyo. Centennial Church Holy Rosary. Holy Rosary Catholic Church. The church was originally built in the Qing dynasty and was completely furnished in 1955. It is a classical Baroque building. The building features a porch on the first floor, a tower on the second floor, and an octagonal dome at the top. Dolyo Church. This was the first Christian church in Yulin County built in the 1940s after Taiwan's liberation. This building is mainly composed of gray and whitewashed stones with many upward extending lines and spires, inspired by the Gothic architecture style. Dagwon Theater. This was the first theater built in Yunlin County, nicknamed as World Block. After 1945, it was renamed as Dagwon Theater and continued to operate its theater. In present day, the Ringside Taishin Hotel stands at the original site of the Dagwon Theater. Dolyo Shrine. The Dolyo Shrine is the predecessor of Dolyo High School. There is an arch at the entrance of the shrine with a large torii near Wenhua Road. You can visit the large torii near Wenhua Road and the small torii after passing through the arch. Shanshio Temple. There were bronze horses on the left side and right side of Dolyo Shrine. However, after the war, the horse on the right side was sent to Shanshio Temple. Reproduce the nostalgic old theater. Dolyo Ring. Dolyo Circle, located near Dolyo Station, is a significant landmark in the city. The circle had a bronze statue of Jiang Gong, a pond, some stands and seats, flowers, coconut trees, and pavilions. It served as an area for gatherings, events, and festivals. International Cinema. Above the circle is one of the most famous theaters of the past, the International Theater. This and the Dagwon Theater used to be the entertainment center of Dolyo. The International Theater was not far from the station, West Market, and Taiping Old Street, so it was very lively. Tricycle. The elderly said that before public buses were common, tricycles and cattle carts were the main mode of transportation. People rode tricycles to travel for business, visiting, and shopping. Street View Vendor. They sold vegetables, snacks, and daily necessities. The vendors shouted so that the customers would hear and approach them. The majority of the population was poor, so the relatively affordable cheap bicycle/tricycle was transformed into a movable stall car. Dolyo Railway Station. I heard from the older generations that the Dolyo train station was not well connected in the early days. In the past, passengers could directly enter and exit the first platform from the ticket gate on the first floor, but if they wanted to go to the second platform, they had to walk through the pedestrian bridge first. The elegant Taiping Street. Taiping Street has always been the busy commerce center of Dolyo. There were many shops and vendors. Old Street Fenghua. The buildings on the Old Street are built in Baroque style. Taiping Old Street experienced fires and earthquakes throughout the Japanese occupation, and its reconstruction was divided into 3 periods, so the architectural styles across the Old Street are quite diverse. Food Temple. There is a catchy old saying, Mazu Temple on this side, street tail end is the Buddha Temple, at the middle is Soil God Temple. The Soil God Temple is also named Food Temple. Drug Package. In the past, people had difficulty getting access to good medical care. Doctors were not readily available for most people. The pharmaceutical factory hired medicine package boys to deliver medicine to families. Local legend Hanbai Building. Hanbai Building. The legendary Dolyo Hanbai Building was established in 1919. It is a 3-floored Spanish-style building previously owned by Qinlin Bao. She sent for a famous German architect through the Japanese government to design this building. The Renaissance-style building had 4 marble pillars and halls at its front. Arches line these doorways, and a mountain-shaped twin-slope roof adorned the top floor. It was of high artistic value and very beautiful. Bamboo Pole House. Its foundation and lower layers were made of bricks. The wall frames were made of bamboo, and they were covered with mud. Laundry at the bottom of the stream. Yunlin Stream can be said to be one of the life centers of women. When the water is clear, it is a good place for every family to wash their clothes. Guanyin Pavilion at the end of the street. There is a saying in Dolyo, Mazu in the street and Guanyin Pavilion at the end of the street. It has witnessed the past prosperity and glamour of Dolyo Taiping Old Street. Lame Choi Grocery Store. The grocery store there sells everything as you can imagine. It is always crowded with people after school. Sugarcane train. Every season when the sugarcane was harvested, the workers would transport it with an ox cart, and then the sugarcane train would return to the sugar factory for production. Jinshi Elementary School. The century-old school, Jinshi Elementary School, was formerly a Mandarin school. The Jinshi Elementary School Auditorium is the oldest primary school auditorium in Yunlin County. Memories of coffee. Dolyo Coffee Factory. In the past, the coffee processing industry in Dolyo was the largest in East Asia. Tunnin Coffee. The factory building is now used for staff dormitories. Jute. Jute was one of the economic crops of Taiwan. Fresh jute would be peeled, soaked in water, and then dried in the sun and made into ropes. Riding cattle. Cattle were taken to the grassland and riverside to graze, or to the river to drink water and wash their bodies. Dolyo Yunlin Pigeon Watergate. Yunlin Pigeon Watergate is located near the Yunlin Stream in Dolyo, adjacent to the Japanese-style dormitory group of Tunnin Company Limited. The water source is taken from Yunlin Stream, which irrigates more than 70 farms in Dolyobi. Mazu Parade. Mazu Parade. The Mazu Parade is one of the most important religious events in Yunlin County. Every year, this parade attracts many believers to come to worship. During April on the lunar calendar, each 5 townships take turns to host the parade. Back soft feet. People of all ages are kneeling on the road that the gods patrol, waiting for the palanquin to pass over them and hoping to get the blessing of the gods. Duliuk Water Garden. It is the water garden built by scholar Zheng Fangchen. The park has a magnificent building inside.